Howdy! And welcome to Generation Hero, the epic superhero saga that takes y'all through the entirety of comic book history, one issue at a time.
He meant all y'all, by the way.
All takes all of y'all through
All
the
y'all.
entirety of comic book history, one issue at a time.
All you all.
This is episode 2 of our final arc, Eternal Heroes. It is entitled Showdown at Los Sentinelas. And as you can see, this is we're in Western world, not Westworld. It's copyright HBO. But it's a Western world where everybody's cowboys. So I'll do, well, more or less, you know.
I mean, I got the badge.
Everybody's in a
Very
Western.
realistic. Sure.
It's a classic sheriff's badge.
I love, oh, happy birthday.
It's from Disneyland.
So let's. I'll do a quick recap in a second, but first let's meet the characters. So we'll go around. I want to know who you are and who your hero is, but also because reality broke and we're in a Wild West world. Sort of, what's the vibe of your character now that they're in a Western? We have some people joining us. So we'd like to hear, maybe the first time we'll be seeing of their characters is when they're in this Wild West setting. So I'd like to hear about that. Let's start with Marvin.
All right. So hi, I'm Marvin, and today I'm going to be playing Deputy Giorgio Mendeles. He is taking over the role as, well, kind of sheriff, but everyone still recognizes him as a deputy from his grandfather. And weird thing, his grandfather and him have been known to the townsfolk as the Cloud Singers, because every time on a cloudy day, we usually break out the guitar, play a couple songs for the townsfolk, keep them, safe, knowing we are here. So right now, Giorgio's just trying to do as good a job as he can until his grandpappy can come back from being shot in the gut.
All right.
So like, oh, one of us didn't do that.
We'll
That'd be
see.
an issue.
Am I gonna catch that no good, downtrodden sack of slime and snake skin if it's the last thing I do?
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
After that, we have Agnes Woodhouse.
Yes. Well, I'm Kat. I'm playing Agnes Woodhouse.
Exactly.
I'm just a sort
You
of.
inherited you inherit the role so well. Inhabit the role so well.
I'm just a regular lady trying to make a honest day's living, I guess. At the Midnight Ranch, which is where I work. My 2 children live out there with me, as well as several ranch hands. Trying our best to not be foreclosed on by the bank. It's always a worry. Lately I've heard there's been people with superpowers, and that's kind of crazy. I'm really looking forward to seeing that the universe is broken and you all die. At any rate, I think it's going to be a good time.
Next up, we have Dallas.
Hey, I'm Dallas. I'm playing Montgomery Judge Devereaux. You may call me Judge until you know me otherwise. I was happy to come upon this crew, as in I know they were in need of something very special, and my organization only reaches out to those in need of something very special.
Whoa! Touch the brim of the hat. Very cool. And then I think our outlaw, played by Nick.
Yeah, I'm Nick. Today I'll be playing formerly known as Cryo, now known as Kid Cryo. So how he got his abilities, he doesn't actually have them himself. He stole a cold rifle from a inventor some time back, and he's been using it to cause all sorts of ruckus. So, how he got to this point is he was actually caught by the deputy at one, and so it's sort of.
Ooh, and they're hauling him in.
Working off his debt.
And joining us as well, I'm very excited to have a special guest for this episode. Maybe he'll come back a little later, but glad to have him now. It is Patrick. So who are you playing?
I am playing the Wild Wolf, also known as Otso Basatia. I'm kind of a vigilante out in the west here, and ready to have some fun.
All right, so you guys weren't all originally Western characters. You were just superheroes in 2018. Even Judge and maybe Atso Batista. Wait, Atso
Bassatia.
I'm getting mixed up with the famous wrestler, of course.
Otso Bassatia.
Yeah, Atso Bassatia.
Otso.
Otso, not Atso.
I don't know what that translates to. I
It
just
means wild wolf
The Wild Wolf.
in Basque.
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
just keep correcting me.
because I was about
Yep.
to say like that's not Spanish.
It isn't. It's a language very not
I know.
very
and
close to
I think the
Spanish, but
Basque
it isn't.
people don't call them Spanish.
No.
They would not be happy.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No. Fun
So-
fact: the Black Irish came from the Basque region.
Ah, okay. So all of you guys were normal superheroes in 2018. Yeah. Well, no. I mean, normal's the wrong word. You were all inhabitants. You lived in the temporal world as we know it of 2018. However, due to a whole bunch of shenanigans last episode, reality broke.
Veracity.
Yeah, it's Veracity's fault. Or maybe it's Paragon's fault. He's trying to figure out some way to get out of the reality where he's trapped and kind of leapfrog into our world. But in the chaos, maybe reality broke is the wrong word. Instead, reality shifted. So now everything that was modern 2018 is Wild Western, late 1800s, spaghetti Western, not very realistic Old West. But you know what I mean. So that means you're going to see characters that you know and love from Generation Hero, but you're going to see the Wild West versions of them. Just like you are the Wild West versions of yourselves. So all the influence you have over those characters is still there. And if you get influence, you'll get influence on the other versions of those characters. It will carry over. Like somehow in the core of their being, they'll know they can trust you.
It transcends time and space.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, as we got this great, and this is music that Kat created, I believe, right?
It is.
Yeah. As we got this great spaghetti western strumming, we go to the small border town of Los Sentinelas. All of you are being taken by Sheriff Mendeles, who is your father, one of the Cloud Singers himself. And he's taking you to a meeting with Mayor I at a place called the Green Dragon Saloon. So he's leading you all over, and he's like, Deputy, grandson, I suggest you bring the outlaw along. He might be necessary.
Do we have to trust a no-gooder like him?
Well,
no-gooder.
I know you want
How do you
to.
even say that, Papa?
No good varmint.
No good varmint like him.
That's
no,
the
you-
word I would use. But I'm afraid we ain't got much of a choice.
Yeah, very well.
I even
Take my
invited
rifle out
in.
of this.
Might as well cut him loose then.
I even invited along these two strangers to help us out. Mr. Bossatia over there and Mr. Judge.
Wasn't Mr. Judge the judge?
It is just a name, darling.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
I
he
ain't never
actually-
been to the court of law.
Hopefully you'll never be in front of my bench.
So he leads you into the town saloon, the Green Dragon Saloon,
As the judge.
owned by Drake Emerald, who is not a dragon, just a man, maybe with a humongous mustache, though. It kind of looks like dragon horns. He's, wearing the suspenders, mopping down the bar. Also there is Mayor I. A strange, his last name is I-E-I. Spelled that way. A little weird. And Mayor I is even weirder than usual because he used to be just a normal mayor of flesh and blood, but some reality's wires got crossed to his sister Midnight's, and now he's a robot. So Mayor I is waiting for you. He is a tall, brass-skinned, steampunk-looking robot wearing like a bowler hat and sort of a blue striped suit.
Mayor, I don't remember you being so metallic before. Not to be rude.
Don't worry, Mayor I is still a friend of all the good townsfolk here.
Sure you are.
I still say it is the friggiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I do not trust
Not bad.
the metal man.
I trust you, friend, and I want your vote.
If I was allowed to vote, I would do so for you.
That sounds like a plan.
But I mean, women voting, that's crazy talk.
Honestly, I think it's something we should take care of. We can get more voters.
Mara thinks the suffragettes are just too far, going too far.
I don't think they're going far enough.
Oh, dear. Oh, no. We need every vote.
Wow, yeah, Mirai's
The judge would
anti-suffragette.
say.
Mirai probably not, but Mirai, you know, he's a robot of his time.
Well, if we're in a bar, I'm going to get a sarsaparilla.
Emerald Drake's like, I'll serve you one up, and if you want, you get one of my green blazers. And he uses some barman alchemy to set the drinks on fire, so they're kind of sizzling and burning, still safe to drink as he slides them across the bar.
Now this is just a bunch of burnt sugar.
Well, no, it's still good to drink. Don't worry.
It's like a creme brulee that you can drink.
Exactly. Drake, Mr.
That
Emerald
sounds
is.
delicious.
Yeah, Mr. Emerald's very good at it. He's the king of dragon bartenders.
Just take a bit of tequila.
All right, I'll pour you a glass.
I didn't know you guys were all going to be drinking. I'm part of the temperance movement.
Mayor I says the scourge of demon rum is not a friend. So Sheriff Mandela says, all right, now you got your drinks. I need to listen. I'm afraid time is of the essence. We got ourselves some trouble here in Los Sentinelas. Now, a pair of outlaws have come in. And more than this feller, they're wanted by worse than the law. One of them is some sort of back eastern radical, a dynamitard, an anarchist. Mouse Gorski is what she's called.
I kind of read.
Exactly. Miss Gorski, she's been organizing workers, spreading all kinds of mayhem back east. Says she wants to
That's a bad thing.
dismantle the systemic oppression of capitalism. Kind of her, I guess you'd call it a catchphrase, if that word's been invented yet. Probably not.
What do you mean she's not working in the interest of a few individuals?
Exactly. She's all about going to the many. A Marxian through and through. Naturally, this does not endear her to the robber barons. One of which, in his company, has a particular desire to see her caught. Company is Kestrel Industries. I'm sure you've heard their name.
I spit on the floor when I hear Kestrel Industries.
Yeah, they're the ones set up camp. They're doing all that mining over in Golden Valley, just next door. Brought in all sorts of workers to slave away in their mines, and even hired the commander, private detective agency, to keep watch over them.
Aren't they the
They give a bad name to Outlaw.
And aren't they the company that has so many human rights violations? They are known throughout the West, the Midwest, the Middle, and the East.
They're also the company trying to buy out my farm.
That's right.
And that's the only farm we have in the town.
Just the destruction of such beautiful things out there. Wanton destruction.
It's a tragedy, that's for certain. Kestrel Industries wants to turn Los Sentinelas into a company town. We oughtn't to give them any excuse. Mirai's like, Mirai prefers independence for our city. You said it, Mr. Mayor. So, problem is, if they get they're going to see Mouse Gorski as an excuse to flex their muscle. Word is, Miss Gorski's holed up at Venus's House of Pleasure. Place of, well, let's say ladies of low character operate out of there.
Oh no, do tell
Fun
more.
time.
Well, it's not all easy. Mouse Gorski, she's a handful, and she's got a friend, too. An outlaw and gunslinger called the Empyrean Kid. He's a fan of music, never far without a rockin' banjo. Always belting out a tune.
Pretty appropriate.
The only thing harder than the heavy metal of his music is the lead of his bullets. He's got some kind of superpowers too, so him and Miss Gorski have partnered up. You watch out for the both of them. So anyway, you go over. I need you to go over to the Venus House of Pleasure. Pick him up. Don't let the commander private detectives get him. Don't let Kestrel Industries flex its muscle in our town.
You say they sound like an interesting pair. Someone that must be safe.
I think so, and I prefer alive rather than dead, if you know what I mean.
I guess I can handle that.
I'd appreciate it. Just want to keep the violence out of Los Sentinelas.
We'll see what happens.
And one more
Agreed.
thing, they're going to be trying to keep it hidden, so it might take some silver tongues to let Miss Venus let you in and see if you can turn them up. All right. Any other questions?
Let's ride.
Yeah. Let's go right after them.
Well, just kind of down the street a little. You don't really need to saddle up.
I mean,
all right.
If we
kind of
want to
runs are
keep,
fun.
Yeah.
we gotta keep up the
You can ride your horses if you want to. We're just like
We're around 15 feet.
Literally,
All right.
the hitching
And they'll
post is
shut up.
between here and there.
Yeah, there are different hitching posts, so you got it. I wonder if cowboys would do that. They're like, well, I go into the general store. Let me get the horse, ride over to the next door, tie it up.
Depends
go
on what they're
inside.
carrying. If they're
I
carrying
mean,
some heavy
cowboys in
loads, then yeah.
California probably.
That's true.
I take offense to that.
All right, so
I'm just saying, people drive too much here for like shit that they could easily walk to.
True.
That makes sense.
Very true.
So is there anything you guys want to prepare or any approach you want to make to Venus's House of Pleasure, or are you just going straight in?
I'm gonna step into an alleyway
Mm-hmm.
and do my best to not be seen by any of these nice folk. I'm gonna remove my hood and remove my my poncho and stuff into my side bag. And what you see is a young 20-something-year-old Californios. It's very nondescript clothing and just kind of saunters back out there nonchalantly.
Slipping into
So,
your civilian identity.
What are we supposed to be doing? What this? We're supposed to be abducting
Do
them?
I know you?
He's not Atso Vasatia anymore.
Oh, sorry.
You look. Oh,
So-
Well, wait. Did you step out of your clothing and then come and join the group?
Oh no, I kept on just like walking
Oh,
past and you
okay.
started talking and I stopped and like I don't know.
No,
you.
I'm trying to address the group in general that's still here.
I think we just have to get information on where to find them and make sure that no one else harms them.
I mean, Miss Venus is going to, she's not unfriendly, right? She has a business.
She does. It's a fine business, if I do say so.
I mean, I've never been in there myself. I'm not admitting anything, no.
Well, I must say it's the only business of the such I've heard around here at all, so
Well,
I
I'll
do
tell you,
say we check it out.
when you folks all go into that den of iniquity, I'll go back and get my wagon so that if they are happening to be in there, you can just load them up into my wagon and
Right.
we'll be off.
That is
All
a
right, so
good
you go over to
idea.
get the wagon and pull it up right outside. We'll get back to you. Something might happen outside. Meanwhile, I'm going to say you three enter Venus's House of Pleasure. What is, or I guess he's not
Ignacio.
Atso. What is Ignacio doing?
He has stepped in just maybe about a few seconds ahead of the other group. Has also stepped inside this den of iniquity, as my dear friend here has said, and is gonna kind of saunter over to the bar.
Okay, so it's a pretty richly appointed kind of like two-story place. Where the rooms for the where the business is done is upstairs. There's like some little ragtime piano tinkling away in the corner. I don't know, maybe like this version's Pigeon Prince is playing some fun bird-based tune. Also there, the owner, Miss Venus, is kind of waiting for you, relaxing in the main parlor. She's a tall, lean, green-skinned woman with, of course, the gloves that Lucy wore so well when she was here playing Venus. And the room, there's lots of plants everywhere, lots of Venus flytraps in particular. So Venus says, "Well, howdy there. Care to get something to get the dust of the trail off you?"
Very nice. But actually,
As much as I'd love to.
I could deal with one of them. I could deal with the drink.
A drink for the road, perhaps. We do have business to attend to, Miss Venus.
Ooh, well, a drink. Hope that's just for starters, cowboy. So she goes over and pours you guys some drinks.
Much obliged.
Thank you kindly.
Much obliged, ma'am. Now,
Now, as one is such knowledgeable and an established place as your current residence, we were wondering if you might have seen some travelers come through. We only imagine you get quite the visit quite often.
Oh, that we do.
Whatever you care to describe.
well,
Why don't you roll provoke, Dallas, and see if you can. I mean, not Dallas, Judge.
6. Provoke is what?
Superior.
Ooh, it's a 7.
hey,
Nice.
All right, you can take +1 to Venus. And this will carry over to all the Venuses you meet in your travels through the multiverse. So she definitely likes the cut of your jib, but she's not quite gonna reveal. She's just sort of like gives you a agreeable laugh and says, "Well, we get all sorts around here, stranger. I don't think I know who you're referring to."
well, Miss Venus, if you do have any information pertaining to these individuals, it would help us a lot. We are trying to keep the town, you know, and keep out any outside businesses from taking over. If you hear me.
Yeah, I'm looking for that Mouse Skorsky person, because I'm looking to set up a union for the Pony Express to make sure that you know, get.
All right, I think either of you can roll provoke. She might be into this. She likes, appealing to her civic virtue.
Can I try to deceive her into giving us the information under false pretenses with my mild-mannered
Ooh, yeah, I think. Is that what you're
Western
trying to do?
charm?
I mean, we both have the same.
Yeah,
We
he's-
literally have the exact same. This is the
All right,
worst part.
Okay, I would have to find it. What did you put your +1 into?
Yeah,
my
I'll
plus
only let
one
one
is
of
in
you
a
roll.
freak. Did y'all do that?
Oh man, we got twins here.
We have made
twinsies.
carbon copy characters, just on opposite sides of the law.
Wow.
He's legit, and I'm not.
Well, sometimes it works out that way. All right, let's have one of you
What's
guys.
wrong with us?
Who will roll? I can
Um,
decide if you.
I guess I'll roll.
All right, go for it.
Mild-mannered, and that's a 14.
Damn.
Whoa. Okay, she leans over and she's like, "All right, Miss Gorsky and the Empyrean Kid. They're upstairs, but they don't have a tendency to trust authority. That badge you wear, sir, that's gonna make them upset. I can ask them down, but I don't know if they'll be that cooperative at the moment."
Then maybe this is a good time for an outlaw to talk to an outlaw.
I mean, a unionist, fellow unionist, gonna go up there and join you as well.
Alrighty.
And it's not like I can get rid of the badge.
Is it like glued to you or something?
It's kind of a thing that I need on hand in case we get into trouble, you know? Wink, wink.
I mean,
and
yeah,
everything.
sure, deputy, I get that.
But concealment might be a priority.
All right.
So,
So let's say you two.
Who are you?
That's the judge. Yeah.
I don't look like Otso.
Oh, you're right. You're just. It's
Yeah,
it's
but
not
you're talking
Otso.
to this group.
I'm talking to the outlaw here. Yeah, I'll go with the outlaw. The unionist and an outlaw talking to a unionist and an outlaw.
Sounds great. All right, so you guys head upstairs.
and I've taken the badge off.
Meanwhile, Agnes Woodhouse is outside with the wagon.
Yep.
When another wagon pulls up across from you. This wagon is very colorful. Lots of purple. Lots of like sparkles.
Must be Catholics.
Whoa! I was worried about getting sued by the HBO. Now we got the Catholic Church after us. Gonna get excommunicated on screen.
Papists.
Yeah. No, it is not. Not the Catholics. Instead, a dandy.
Take offense to that.
Yeah. Instead,
I'm Irish.
I know.
It's okay. You see, it's okay.
Well, lapsed. I
Yeah.
guess that's the same thing as just being Irish Catholic. You're either lapsed Webster, you're on the Supreme Court.
Too
No,
real,
it's-
too real.
I know. It's all true. All right, so the person who comes out of this is a traveling shootist extraordinaire, Victor Zacharias Dolan, the Grand Victor Zacharias Dolan. This goes on, dude. He's got a very fancy, like, purple
See, Dolan, that's an Irish name.
suit and waistcoat and everything. I mean, he might be of Irish. He might be of Hibernian extraction. But he's like, he starts.
I don't know what a Hibernian is.
He starts trying to draw your attention and the attention of some passerby with some feats of extraordinary shooting, and also he's hawking his dime novels,
Yes.
Dance Hall Disaster, that he's trying to sell to the audience. So as soon as he sees you, he thinks you might be a willing participant or fan, and starts trying to sell to you. So he's like, "Mistress, would you care to perceive a feat of extraordinary gunslinging from I, the Grand Victor Zacharias Dolan?
No, thank you.
Oh, can I entice you with some feats of pistol spinning? Woo! He starts doing some fun pistol tricks. Look at this!
Uh-huh.
It spins around my finger with such alacrity, and there, return to my holster.
Yeah.
Perhaps I can interest you in a tale of when I battle. And he starts going on and on about his gunslinging exploits.
Oh, writers.
Perhaps you would like to purchase one of the records of my adventures. A dime novel, Dance Hall Disaster, and I have the sequels here. A thrill on every page. That's the Victor Zacharias Dolan guarantee.
The Bible is the only book that I need. Good sir.
Oh, but of course, the word of the Lord. But before that, or second to that, is the word of Victor Zacharias Dolan, the extraordinary.
Okay.
Um,
So you just twirl them pistols. That's what you do. That's
yes.
and people pay you to do that.
Well, I do
like
great,
a lot of money.
amazing displays of accuracy as well.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, I assure you, my dear, I could shoot the pigtails from your head.
I prefer that you did not do that.
Then he kind of shades his. He has a very fancy, like, bowler hat with like a bunch of peacock feathers in it. He sort of is peering down the street there, and he's like, looks like this is becoming a crowded thoroughfare indeed. You
There's no
see
one there.
another wagon covered up with something in the back there, along with a bunch of horses. And all of them are men wearing, like, totally black suits and bowler hats. And, yeah, you've probably been around town and seen them coming in a few times. These are the Commander private detectives.
Damn Pinkertons.
Exactly. Not the Pinkertons. We're not going to get sued by the Pinkertons, are we? Pinkertons are still out there. Still,
Yeah, they actually
I
are.
know. They continue to exist, bizarrely. So I bet soon those pinks are going to come in and start beating on me. But no.
No, please.
Yeah. But no, these are, this is the Wild West version of Commando Corps. And leading them is their Wild West version of Lieutenant Vanguard, now just a disgraced Union Lieutenant, Lieutenant Vance. But half of his face is, of course, horribly scarred and pinkish.
Of course it is.
Yeah, he did some horrible stuff, I'm sure, during, like, the Civil War, the Indian Wars, or something. But anyway, he's they're riding your way.
Well, if it isn't Lieutenant Vance, don't you have a mansion in Georgia to be burning down right now? Maybe some fine people to be molesting?
Ooh. He's like, you're that snake in a hoop skirt. Runs the Midnight Ranch, is that right, ma'am?
That's right. I thought that if I came far enough west, I would no longer have to be dealing with you bluecoats.
He's
Yet
like,
here you are.
no blue on my coat now, ma'am. Merely the dark of the private industry I serve. If
Yep.
that service you wish to impede.
That's
Well,
how
you
you
just keep-
Republicans always are, always talking about business.
Ooh. Yeah, it's like, if that's a service you wish to impede, you just keep on talking, standing in my way.
What exact business do you have in town?
Business in there, ma'am. Step aside.
In the whorehouse?
Yeah, you can see some kind of smirks and laughter amongst his men. He's like, shut up! It ain't what you're thinking.
Are you sure?
Victor Zacharias Dolan is like, he has a surprisingly girly laugh.
He would.
Yeah. Suppose the bubblegum face too.
Yeah, he's just their burns, but they do look kind of like bubblegum all over him. It's a nasty look. All right, so meanwhile, they're gonna start. He's gonna perhaps shove you aside to make his way in. Meanwhile, and then we'll just you two have to deal with him. Meanwhile, you guys go up. Venus, after that good pitch you made to her, she leads you two into like one of the top rooms, and inside is Mouse Gorski and the Empyrean Kid. Mouse Gorski is like a little mousy woman. She's not an actual humanoid mouse like I'm blanking on the
Muskorski?
Muskorski, yeah.
Is that
She's not actually Muskorski.
is that pronounced Muskorski?
Mazursky.
Mazursky, yes.
Mazursky.
Mazursky.
Yes. Mouse Gorski, Mazursky. Yeah, she's the Wild West version of Mazursky. She's not into making edibles. I mean, maybe she's like smoking a hand roll of marijuana.
I figured that she was
cigarillo,
probably like
Hemp.
smoking opium.
like hitting the opium pipe. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
that's another level of
Hemp.
maybe. I mean, look, they had marijuana back then.
They
like,
did
why
have
not-
marijuana,
Yeah,
but
why
it
would
was
you just
not
be smoking?
illegal.
Yeah, why don't you just be
So-
smoking that? That would make sense.
Cocaine. It's also not illegal.
Yeah, I know.
An
We could
excellent
even do this
restorative.
sarsaparilla.
That's
Yep.
true. That's very true.
Hey, if you want,
Good old
if you
Coca-Cola.
have something else that can instill vitality and vim in such magnitude, you tell me, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a
Reagan
matter of fact-
suppositories.
Then glorious cocaine.
As a matter of fact, Agnes drinks a rather alarming amount of sarsaparilla.
Oh
She also
Generation Hero
has
does
she also
not
has a
endorse.
snuff box.
Oh, Generation Hero does not endorse sarsaparilla and snuff. Okay, making that
We're
clear
being
for our-
period accurate.
Yes.
But
Nor-
she does not drink the demon alcohol.
Jeez. Yeah. 'Cause that's the issue there.
Exactly.
The snuff and sarsaparilla was prescribed to her by her doctor.
Okay.
Well, man, I wonder who her doctor is. I gotta think of what wacky character that would
It's
be.
Miss Gorski.
Oh, maybe. Well, so Mouse Gorski is there. A small, mousy, kind of brown hair, got it cut very short. Looks sort of mousy, but is human. And she's like sort of smoking as she's reading like the Communist Manifesto or something, or writing out her own journals. While the Imperium Kid, who was a very like flashily dressed, he's wearing like kind of a singing cowboy, like black white rhinestones all over it. I mean, this is like the this is the equivalent of like Wild West glam rock, I guess. So he's there with the fancy banjo plinking out a tune as you guys head inside, and they both look up. And you can see he's like turning the banjo a bit, like there is a gun in the side of it, ready to fire.
No, that is not necessary here.
Good afternoon, comrades.
Gorski's like,
Here to talk about.
explain yourselves.
There are some people after you.
That's
Tell me something I do not know. Reminds me of my famous saying, dismantle the systemic oppression of capitalism.
Good, because we're gonna. What's that company that's making all that stuff
Kestrel.
over in the
Kestrel.
valley over?
Kestrel Industries.
Yeah, we're trying to dismantle Kestrel.
They're bosses, of course.
Yeah, that's what the capitalist
No.
pigs were trying to
I
dismantle
need-
the moment.
I need to organize their workers in the Golden Valley. A fellow named Merman. He wrote to me, told me to come out here, bring the union. So I am, and Mr. Empyrean was, or Mr. Kid. I do not know how exactly he wants his name to be said. He asked to come along. Empyrean Kid's like, I'm just here for the music.
Well, that's very nice now. But I believe the very company that you are working against is after you right now. They may actually be down there as we speak.
That's a little too coincidence if you think, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's very
Gorski's like,
possible.
is a hell of a coincidence. Why should we trust you?
Well, let's just say we have on good authority that our information is true, and
I think you're gonna have to roll a provoke to make her believe you.
let's see if this works. It's an 8.
Okay. All right. You can either take +1 towards Mazursky, or she'll go with you.
I think it would probably be better at this point to have her believe us and come with us.
Okay. She's like, perhaps you are right. And Kid Imperium's like, whatever you say, ma'am, just here for the music. And they start following you down. Meanwhile, Judge and Deputy Mandela's, you're down there in the main room, just relaxing with a,
How
in
many
the background.
drinks have we had now?
Well,
Quite a few.
it might be too many because something weird is happening with the glass, the mirror behind the bar. As you are watching, you see a figure that looks sort of familiar to you. It is like Agnes Woodhouse, but like her eyes are gone. They're just dark shades there. And she is seated at a table that's exactly like this one in this room. And it like strikes a chord with your minds. You're realizing like that is from another world that is closer to what should be than where you are.
Judge, I don't think this is the effect of the alcohol.
Oh no, I do not think so. I think our dear Agnes has changed in some way. Miss Venus, did you put something in this?
I did, stranger. Good old alcohol.
Excellent. I thought it was up to par. Thank you. Nope, ain't the drinks.
It's absent.
Ain't the drinks.
Just bringing a little bit of the green fairy to you.
So nothing pinching the drinks, and we are seeing somebody who looks like Miss Agnes, but not really Miss Agnes.
Agnes, can you hear us?
She says, Agnes. Well, that is interesting. Tell me, what is this version of me like? How would you describe her?
Oh, she's a rancher, isn't she?
Don't practically know, sir.
No, all-consuming evil powers, no living life backwards, no godlike control over reality.
Yeah, Lord, no.
But I do believe she doesn't like people controlling things.
Although I will say that if somebody's shoving her outside, there might be an exhibit of godlike powers.
Ooh, alright, well that might start to happen a little bit. She says, something for you to keep in mind. Paragon's still trying to take over. You gotta go to the next reality. You gotta get to him before he gets through. I'll tell you this, seek the Golden Valley.
The Golden Valley.
Yes, go to the Golden Valley. Go there into the diggings, into the mines. That's where you'll find the way.
Well, that does sound like a lovely adventure.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tap the gas real quick. Okay, so can't get through the glass.
Yep, it's just a mirror. And she's like, well, looks like you got some trouble coming.
Wait, can you warn us about the trouble at least?
She's gone. Just with that message about the Golden Valley. This is when you two come down with Miss Gorski and...
I think before that, my
Kid.
character says like, "Hey, I'm gonna take a quick duck in this room here, and you can see ducks in this room." And
just pops on the wolf hood.
exactly,
Whoosh.
pops on the wolf holding, comes out another door, having climbed through the window in the next room.
I love it. You're like so adamant about the secret identity.
Hey, I gotta keep it going.
Yeah. All right. So, Atso Basatia is back with us.
Yep. Oh, so that's
You
Okay.
guys are basically just seeing Deputy Mandela's yell out of a mirror.
What are you shouting at there, Deputy?
There was a lady who looked like Agnes. Straight in the
Agnes is
mirror.
outside. I don't know what you're talking about.
That I know. It was the strangest thing.
I must agree with you both, actually.
Have you been drinking the green fairy or something?
Yes.
Care for a bottle?
I'm okay.
Maybe
I think I'm
go.
okay.
I got a little sugar you putting on top of that little great thing.
It's just
real
it's a
good.
slotted spoon.
Oh, well, you know all them fancy terms, sir. I just call it a fancy spoon.
I
Or I just call it a little grate thingy.
from farther west, so.
But she said something about Paragon, and that we have to seek the Golden Valley.
Well, I
Not
believe the
Morgan.
Golden Valley is where Miss
Kessel.
Mouse needs to go, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotta
That
organize
is
that.
correct, to organize the workers there in Kestrel Industries diggings.
Well,
Yeah,
that's very
Coincidence.
coincidental. But
Well,
How
to our
wonderful
favor.
for us.
We don't have much time, do we?
Probably not.
So I say let's go.
in fact,
Where
no
is
time at
this?
all, because this is when Lieutenant Vance and the commander detectives demand their entry. So Vance is going to try and shove you aside, like he's going to, take his like rifle butt and.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge my powers.
Ooh, all right. Let's see what happens there.
That's a 9. So I get to mark 1 condition and hold 3 burn.
Okay.
I'm gonna say my condition is angry.
Yeah, he's roughly shoving you aside.
Yeah. So, without even realizing that she's doing it, she is going to do snatch. So, spending 1 burn to seize any one object up to the size of a person from somebody within view. So, the gun is no longer in his hand, it's in my hands.
He's like, "What the hell? You put that repeater down right now."
This isn't reality, friend. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's like, so a few things are gonna happen. He's gonna draw his revolver and he's like, the Pinkertons, the Commander Detective Agency, they shoot first, ask questions later.
Well, I'm shooting him while he says that.
Oh, cool. Alright. Let's have you roll directly engaged.
We shoot first.
But also shooting first is inside that wagon, like the rags is ripped off and like a Maxim, Gatling gun. is in there.
Jeez.
Yep. Captain Gatling, who is this version of War Pig, a kind of beefy pig-like soldier, is like manning the gun, and he starts firing into Venus's House of Pleasure. So let's have you roll directly engage, and then I'm going to see who the machine gun bullets hit.
That is an 8.
Okay. So you two pick one.
Uh,
I realize this was not made for shooting someone with a repeating rifle, but is there one that kind of is close
We're
enough?
superheroes. We can take a bit of Brent's.
Exactly.
I'll take something from him.
Okay.
His life.
I'm sorry,
Aw.
but even super villain, because Lieutenant Vance, Colonel Vanguard is or Lieutenant Vanguard is a super villain. So
Take his
you can shoot
consciousness.
him. You can take his internal organs as you gut shoot him or something, but he'll still be alive.
Trophy in hand.
Yeah, okay. We'll say that's what happens. Maybe a little bit lower.
You fire from the hip. He's
shoot
like a
him in
little
his-
bit.
You're gonna shoot him in his man parts.
I'm gonna, I'm
You
taking
can take his manhood.
taking his manhood.
His gentleman serpent.
Welcome to After Dark.
Yeah. All right.
I was hoping I could just say it a little bit lower.
Yeah. Well, look, we're gonna use the old timey. I think a gentleman serpent is maybe what we'll call it.
No, that's even worse.
I feel like they said manhood back then.
Yeah, that'd be his
Manhood.
manhood. All right. Look, I've seen Deadwood. They would just call it what it is.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but she,
yeah, she would not. Okay.
she'd use the very biblical one, which is manhood.
Exactly. So you fire at him, and he collapses, wailing on the ground.
Oh,
All right, so that Gatling gun is firing. I'm gonna say it is gonna
Hey,
hit.
I'm not angry anymore.
Cool. All right, so Captain Gatling is firing. I'm gonna say it's gonna hit. Unless you guys do something, it's gonna hit Judge, because he was kind of in there for. He was probably closest to the. I mean, there's no reason. I'm just picking it random. I'm kidding. Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna hit Judge and then probably Gorski.
I'm
Unless when
going
you guys do
to
something.
charge up first.
Okay.
And then, depending on, it's a 7.
Mhm.
Plus the one that I have is an 8, but still marking condition. Let's go. Let's do that. And then I'm going to throw up a shield.
Okay. For everybody?
Yep. So,
Alright, let's see if it
interestingly
works.
enough, because my powers are from the rifle, basically you just see me just almost like quicker than the eye can see, just like a beam of ice just makes an entire wall of ice. So
Ooh. All right. You just spend the burn for that, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, big wall of ice appears. Captain
actually,
Gatling.
it is an actual defend.
Oh,
It's just
okay. So let's roll
plus
defend
3.
there. How we do?
That's 11. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
nice. All right. So he's like firing into this wall of ice. The bullets are shattering. Ice is going everywhere, but the wall is standing firm. So you need to take a powerful blow, and Gorski is safe.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think you need to roll it.
What?
So-
oh,
Yeah.
Besides the machine gun firing into the House of Pleasure, Lieutenant Vance is pulling his pistol, going for a shot at you, unless when you guys can do something. And
Man,
somebody-
he's doing well for having had his.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, it was probably already gone. Maybe who knows?
Ouch.
Look,
He's a Ken doll.
or at least half of it was turned to a weird mass pink bubblegum thing. So
Ugh. Like-
yeah, pretty gross.
So he's shooting her.
Yeah, he's firing at her.
Oh.
Okay.
And also, a bunch of the commanders are like kind of going in through the side door with like shotguns, trying to take the house that way.
Oh boy.
Coach guns, scatter guns.
Are they all still outside?
Some of them are coming in.
I'd like to use my speed,
Ooh,
my
all right.
legendary speed,
Oh, of course.
There you go.
to get right up to that Gatling gun. Actually,
Oh. All right.
take him out.
Okay, so are you just trying to move? Or it seems more like you're attacking the Captain Gatling. So let's go for directly engage.
Okay. Plus danger. That hurts. That's a 5. I missed completely.
Oh no! All right. In fact, I'm gonna say you charge out and then you take a powerful blow as one of these Gatling gun bullets grazes you.
Will do.
All right. How about our deputy?
All right.
So she's about to take a shot. The Gatling gun is at least distracted for a little,
I'm
for a
not
little bit,
drunk.
though he is fallen.
I'm not drunk enough to not notice Vance aiming a pistol.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna put on my game face and mark a condition that I am hopeless.
Oh no!
Yes.
Your poor Los Sentinelas is turning into a battlefield.
Yeah, and I'm going after the man who's responsible before he shoots Miss Agnes. Alright, so, yeah. Savior?
Yes.
I get a +1 to that, so that is an 8.
Ooh, nice. Okay. So, you save her. The problem is the bullet hits you, so you take
Crap.
a powerful blow for that.
4.
Nice.
Whoa! All right. So how do you dodge a bullet?
It hits my badge.
Whoa! Flies out of the way.
Told y'all that I keep this badge on standby.
Right
It's a
over
good
your
badge.
It's a good badge.
So,
Atso Basatia, what are you doing right now?
So currently,
There's some guys.
Mouse Gorski and the Imperial Kid are good. Or Kid Imperial are good.
Yeah, they're kind of like huddling under a table for a moment. You can see Kid Imperium's getting something ready though.
And there's people trying to come in with shotguns through one way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to. Whew. I'm gonna go and deal with the guys coming in the back around the backside. I'm gonna
Okay.
duck out and with a flick of the wrist, a knife-like bone protrusion appears in my hand,
Whoa.
and I throw it at the closest guy,
Dang,
trying to.
throwing bones.
Not trying to kill him, but at least trying to disable him and block up the doorway.
That's some heroic behavior.
So what should I
Alright.
roll for that?
This would be directly engage
Cool.
plus danger.
I'm gonna plus anything for this. That's a 10 though.
Nice. So pick 2.
I think I'm gonna frighten the opposition,
Oh, for sure.
and I'm
Bone
going to
blades are
resist
coming
and
out.
avoid their blows.
Nice. All right. So this bone-throwing monster comes out at them, and they are they're stumbling back in terror as a few shotgun blasts go wild.
we still have no idea who he is, do we?
He's been very good about secret
I'm
identity.
trying to keep that secret.
Only when he's in Wolfhouse.
So, meanwhile, the Imperium kid kind of rolls out of the table, zooms over next to. I'm gonna say like you two are kind of huddled up together in the doorway after you got shot.
No, I missed.
Oh, it missed.
I
Okay.
rolled a 6.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. So he rolls over to both of you with his banjo, and he's like, "What do you say we play ourselves a chord of power?" Dun-dun-dun.
I do believe you got some talent, my boy.
All right, you can clear a path to me. I can make that Gatling gun fall flat. Pew-pew.
Alright.
Chic.
So I think
You have your rifle?
I've got
A rifle.
a rifle.
Also superpowers.
Are you any good with that thing?
I'm okay.
She's all of a sudden just takes everything.
Just spinning the hammer on the Henry rifle.
What are we doing? We're clearing a path now?
Just give me a little bit of cover and fire so I can play some music of mayhem.
y'all are too so y'all are too slow, and I fire
So-
at the Gatling gun with my rifle using. Really slow.
Oh man, Nick stealing Evil's thunder. All right, let's see what happens there.
It's an 8.
Okay, you can pick one from there.
Minus 2.
I mean, this is
So-
like softening it up, so it's actually okay. It's still teamwork.
You
I
did
was hoping.
step on what I was about to say.
All right, we'll let you say it right.
Well, I was
after.
hoping that would be a foolhardy action.
Oh, okay.
So,
I mean, I'm gonna say you running out into the street to do this is foolhardy. So yes.
Yeah. So that's clearing that one.
All right. So what do you do with the
So-
Gatling gun?
So basically, with the reality storm, I'm going to just ice up the works of the
Ooh.
gun itself,
Okay.
like taking away the use of the gun. So,
All right. So you kind of you freeze up the barrels.
Yeah.
Captain Gatling is like going for his 2 large revolvers on his hips, though.
Ah, hell.
Yep. He's a heavily armed pig man.
Okay, so what she was going to say is, you want to clear a path to the Gatling gun.
I would say that's a good idea.
That one. This one?
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to use Snatch, and now we have the Gatling gun. That is what I was going to do.
That's very
Well.
cool. I'll say when you snatch it, the ice goes away.
Okay.
All right.
He's like, that's the kind of music I like. But just for
do you want me to
effect,
set down a beat?
you just play percussion. I'm gonna say you get +1 to Imperium Prime. So he is. So yeah, he like strums his banjo, and the little cannon he has inside is like blasting out musical energy that blows up the wagon and sends the other commander detectives scrambling for cover. So a path to your wagon and Victor Zacharias Dolan's wagon is now clear. However, there's another problem. Lieutenant Vance has called in some backup in the form of Major Burns.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was another nasty commander private detective, and he has like a whole bunch of these fire bombs he's thrown. I'm pretty sure he didn't invent the flamethrower at this point, but they had like Molotov cocktails. I mean, they didn't call them that, but they had like, it's not hard to make an incendiary,
Firebomb.
an incendiary bomb.
Oh, Cryo Kid, this sounds right up your alley.
His name is Major Burns and he uses fire. It's a little on the head.
Now Skorsky's like, everything seems to be on the head in this country. You've got to get to these wagons and get out of here.
All right. So
All right, so who's
We're
taking?
running out with the kid, right? Imperium Kid.
All right, let's have Deputy. What are you doing?
I'm having a drunken brawl in the middle of the street with Lieutenant Vance.
Getting out Vance. Oh man,
Wouldn't
this
be a last
poor
journey.
dick shot guy that you're wailing on. All right, give me a directly engage on him as he's still trying to swivel his revolver
Captain
around to
Dick
fire
shot.
at you.
That's a 5. Yeah.
Uh-oh. You don't add anything to it?
Yeah, that was my +1 on the game face.
All right, so
Good thing though. I
Hey,
leveled up.
leveled up.
Hey!
cool. Okay, is there anything you like, maybe a moment of truth you want to use, or you want to hold that, use something else?
I'll unlock my moment of truth, but I'm gonna hold on to it.
Okay, so despite you flailing on him, what do you think messes you up?
I'd go for a bad joke on him. Why, Lieutenant Vance, you've been disemboweled.
Oh, dang. While he's doing that, he manages to, like, pull his Bowie knife, and he's about to, like, hack at you with that. So what are you guys doing? You gotta get him onto these wagons, get him out of here.
That to happen. Sheriff, I again run up and try to grab the knife from the hand.
Alright, give me a... Would you think this is a defend or a directly engage?
Defending by engaging? I don't know.
I mean, I would say defend, but, like, if you...
Okay.
Yeah, if you wanted to say directly engage, I wouldn't, like, argue.
Yeah, better save it.
Yeah, I'll take that. So that's a 9.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so you are able to pull the knife back. The problem is you take a stab in the meantime. So you're gonna take so can you take a powerful blow there?
I can't use Savior to...
I'm afraid not.
Dang.
6.
Whoa!
Don't need it.
Nice.
Cool. So how do you avoid getting stabbed?
I have legendary speed.
Ooh, so he takes a jab at you and you just whoosh out of the way. And he's like, "Confound you, Judge!"
How are you even standing up?
He's not. He's on the ground. He's flailing in the arm. Lord Almighty, this hurts. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm gonna try to get Malskorsky and the Imperial Kid onto the wagon, throw in my bone knives to kind of give them cover and fire.
Okay, why don't you roll Unleash Your Powers for that one?
Ooh boy,
Nice.
didn't worry about that. That's an 11.
Nice.
Sweet. All right, so you were just throwing out a rain of these knives. Because of this, Major Burns isn't able to throw some of his fire bombs, and they are both on. Are they going for Miss Woodhouse's wagon or for Victor Zacharias Dolan's wagon?
Victor said the Dolan the wagon. That thing
All
is
right.
awesome.
You hop on the extraordinary purple sparkly wagon. Victor Zacharias Dolan is like, "What is the meaning of this arrival upon my conveyance of wonders?
We'll bring it back. We swear. Let's go." And
Wait, take me with you!"
I
Alright, you guys are galloping away. You can take +1 to Empyrean and Malskorsky. However, as you're rolling away, a firebomb is hurled across your path, trying to block you. Or actually, I'll say Major Burns is like trying to throw it into your way. He could be stopped.
Okay, I
Let's
am
have-
going to spend a burn
Okay.
to set up a moat around the explosion.
Ooh, okay. And that's one you don't need to roll with, or?
No, I
okay.
just spend a burn.
Alright, so what does that look like as he's hurling this firebomb?
Basically, it freezes in the air and just explodes harmlessly in the air and then reforms into itself and then disappears.
Whoa. I gotta give him some pause. I'm gonna say you already have +1 to Mouse, right?
I do.
Alright, you take another. You can take +2 to her.
Excellent.
Because she's like, amazing. And she's like whispering to herself in Russian or Polish or what language she speaks.
See, this is the thing that happened. I realized when he shoved into me, I'm not a real person. But I think a lot of you are.
But I do hope so, and
I mean,
what are you guys talking about over there?
but anyway, well done.
Are we even
Yeah,
all
it's
on the
time
wagon?
to ride away.
I'm the one on the wagon
Yeah.
with Malskorsky.
Right
I'm
now-
going back to the bar, and I'm going to talk to Venus and be like, "Can I get that bottle of the fairy?"
The Green
So-
Fairy.
Yeah, she shuts you on.
It's
She's
some
like,
good
you
stuff.
better
Around
drink it
here,
on the
he's
go,
out here, he's
friend.
that.
Yeah,
That
we're
was
still
the
with
plan.
Lieutenant.
That's 60% alcohol, my friend.
Yeah, no, and like while we ride off, I'm gonna
Which
be drinking
wagon
that and
is on?
and
What's over
fleeing
not
myself
all
into
did,
easy
but he
relief.
just really
I
ran
have
off.
no
Oh,
idea.
nice.
He really just ran
He
off.
just ran off.
Okay, he really ran
All right,
off.
well, you're following him. Remember, your goal was
You
to
have
go
a
back
wagon.
to the sheriff's
You can't
station.
Is it? I thought I was trying to go to the
The valley.
Golden Valley.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that's the ultimate goal. All right, no,
That's the
I'll say
ultimate.
this. You're right. I'm gonna say this. So, you're all in. So you three are in Woodhouse's wagon.
Yep.
You and Mouse and Kid Empyrean are in his wagon. You're riding through town on these two wagons. Along the way, you pass the sheriff's station, and unfortunately, yeah, the sad Western music is coming on because it has been attacked. It is now aflame, and Mr. Mandela's. I'm afraid your grandfather, who might have been laid up with a bullet in the gut, he's coming out of the fire, being assisted by your father, Sheriff Mandela's, and the old Mandela's takes a shot, another bullet, and collapses and is no more.
Wait. You need to calm down.
And you guys can see there's like a big fancy armored stagecoach in front of it. There, watching this carnage, smoking a big old Havana, is the young robber baron himself, Calvin Kestrel, the owner of Kestrel Industries.
I immediately tried to shoot him.
Wait.
Well, hold on, there's one more. Yeah, there's one more thing I gotta say too. But he did not fire the fatal shot because the robber baron would never get his hands dirty. Instead, a notorious outlaw, perhaps the one who put that bullet into your great grandfather's chest, who your family has been fighting for generations, is there as well. Jackknife, or Jasper Jackknife Walkie, or Jack
Nice.
Jabberwocky. Yes, he also really loves those Lewis Carroll stories that they're like 10 years old at this point, maybe, or 20 even. So they're kind of
Yeah.
classics. Yeah.
They're kind of just becoming popular.
Yeah. Well, people forget how old
They're
Alice in Wonderland is, because it's written in it's super readable and still modern audiences can love it. What a classic, everybody! Isn't Lewis Carroll great? All right, that was your Lewis Carroll appreciation hour.
Not my favorite, but yeah.
I know.
Listen to me. Those people aren't real. They might seem real to you right now because there's a cloud over your mind. And I can't say that the cloud isn't going to be over your mind again once you leave this particular dimension. But they're not real, and you getting torn up about them is just going to distract you from getting to where you need to go. And that is exactly what my husband is looking to do to you.
You mean Paragon?
I'm going to cut for his support,
Thank you.
which is a 10. No, an 11.
Nice. Okay. Ooh. All right. Do you have any conditions?
I do not currently have any conditions.
Okay. You can mark potential.
Woo!
I do have a condition.
Okay. You can clear that condition.
So
It was
No
a good
longer
comforting
hopeless.
moment.
after that happens, I'll be like, well, they may not be real, but this is going to be satisfying, and I'm going to spend my last burn to do a reality storm to fire off at Kestrel himself.
Okay.
It's a 9.
All right. Which one are you picking there?
I'm going to. I'm going to take the use of his arm.
Ooh.
I'm going to freeze it off.
Oh,
Dang.
man. History repeats. So yeah, Kestrel, just like Emerald Drake, tore off Kevin Kestrel's arm. Calvin Kestrel's arm is frozen in mid-smoke. And he's like, my arm! What wretchedness is this? And he
Told you,
collapses.
satisfying.
So he calls out like, Walkie, earn your keep, you wretched ruffian. Walkie's like, with pleasure. And he has like a machete and like a tomahawk. And he is moving perhaps even as fast as Judge.
Oh,
He might be a little superpowered. Yeah, he's rushing towards. I'm gonna say he's first gonna jump on your wagon because Mouse is the primary target here.
Okay.
So he's gonna jump up on your wagon and try and like hack at her before he moves to their wagon to attack them.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to take one of my my bone knives and have it a little bit longer this time, and just try to right up through the stomach. Kind of just try to push him off.
As that happens, I'm going to charge up, and then I'm going to do a boost.
Ooh, to boost his ice.
To boost
okay.
his-
I mean,
to
boost his knife.
dagger.
Yes.
So, 7.
You have the ice. He has the knife.
Yep.
Ice knife.
That should be the tagline for your buddy comedy. One's got ice. One's got knives.
I'm also going to charge up right now.
Okay.
So,
Oh, dang. That was terrible.
Uh oh.
I do mark a condition,
That's a
but you
thought that was a
get
6.
+1 to your roll.
Okay, awesome. I needed it because that was a 6 + 1, 7.
Oh man,
Excellent.
that's good. All right. So, which one are you picking?
Um,
Kind of like picking parries. Maybe you take one of his weapons, or like parry him, or shove him back, take his footing.
I'm gonna I'm gonna surprise him and make him lose his grip on the wagon and throw him off with an almighty wolf, sounds like an actual wolf's howl.
Alright, so he's like, whoa, wait, they ain't taught me about that kind of critter in school. Jackknife Walking never went
What kind
to
of
school.
school you been?
I know.
He didn't go to school. That's
Yeah,
why.
he was raised in a chicken coop or something.
All he heard for his life were fairy tales.
How did I get to driving this here wagon? What's going on?
Well,
Keep on driving.
I would
wasn't
like
gonna
to
stop
say
you
that
since you
Yeah,
were
you guys
so
can hear
well.
galloping coming behind you as the commander detective agency, they are like riding in. Maybe Lieutenant Vance is going to see a surgeon, but the other ones, led by Major Burns now with his firebomb, so mounted up and they are riding after you. So it's a chase.
Well, now, Agnes,
Last thing I knew that Lieutenant Vance was shoving me out of the way, and now I'm just driving this here wagon. Where are we even going?
I would like to say that everything
Golden
you've
Valley.
experienced is real, but then again, it might not be.
Just
Just don't worry about it. Just do what you do.
I was going to say I don't mean to alarm you, but this might very well alarm you. I did see another you inside Venus's
Now was not the
wonderful-
time, my
In the
friend.
mirror.
Oh, my head hurts real bad.
Just
Watch out for the firebombs.
I think you're gonna take a powerful blow. It's like this, the knowledge that you're not real. That's the ultimate powerful blow.
And
I would
she
say.
has 3 conditions marked right now.
Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, she's all fucked up.
Oh,
That's 13.
Okay, so are you gonna lose control of your powers and start really messing up the Wild West? Mess up how the West got messed could be the title of the title of this episode.
Yeah, I think that basically.
Wild mess.
Oh man, we're going straight to the Wild Mess.
Reality completely snaps around her, and all of a sudden, you know that scene that's like really freaky in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where they're going down the tunnel and everything's psychedelic swirls. And
Oh, I love that scene.
Insects
Best
and, like,
scene in the
teeth
world.
and-
Of course, no way of knowing which way
Yeah.
we're going. Yeah.
Oh, I love
that's
the
what's
nail
happening
reflection
right
as
now.
that scene.
All right.
And she's just passed out, and like psychedelic colors are just streaming out of her eyes.
All right.
And just,
Anybody else seeing this?
So what are you guys doing
and
while
it
he's?
scares the hell out of me.
so it's kind of like
What is happening?
it's like a combination between like when Doctor Who regenerates and like there's all this and the tunnel scene from Willy Wonka.
This is like an acid trip for all of us. Someone
Imperial
lace
Prime
the
is like,
chocolates.
this is maybe too much inspiration for my next epic song. All right, so what are you guys gonna do?
Take the reins.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yes, you grab the reins, keep that on track. You're still being pursued, even as the whole world starts getting messed up and
Oh, my
weird.
dear.
Yeah, and I would
Agnes.
say that the pursuers
Agnes.
don't act like there's anything wrong at all.
Yeah, it's like kind of localized around you. Judge, you want to try and do something to get her out of this?
I guess I will ask Georgia. Is there anything in the back of the wagon that you could perhaps douse her with, pour on her face, or get her to wake up while I get these horses going?
Like a bucket of water?
She doesn't seem asleep.
Well, you said she's out of it though, right?
Yeah, she's out of it.
Right. So I'm just trying to like.
Can knock her out.
Well, that might.
It's too bad that you guys can't remember the advice from before.
So you might be able to.
Is there something that we can
Can.
like roll in order to?
Yeah. What advice was that?
Why don't you
The
roll?
advice she'd given them was don't knock me out. That's the worst thing you can do.
Oh, see, I said water.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see if I can recall
I agree with
like
the water.
doing something similar.
Why don't you roll mundane for that?
Oh boy.
Others can try too. If they
Oh,
want to.
Oh boy.
Get that water going.
Nice.
It's an
If there is one
8.
back there.
Okay, I'll say you remember.
Okay.
It should
If
be a
not,
bucket of water.
That's gonna be a bad idea. Something in my head is telling me so. Also,
that's
something's
good.
also telling me that we should give her some drugs of some sort.
Drugs? The
Anybody got any?
sarsaparilla.
Anybody got any sarsaparilla?
Sarsaparilla.
You notice there's a whole lot of sarsaparilla, like with like 50% cocaine. And Victor
Obviously.
Zachariah stolen.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Pop
ask.
the top and
I'm gonna ask. Mouse Score's
I
gonna
didn't
take the
remember
reins.
the
And I'm gonna grab
She said-
crates, and I'm gonna. How far are the wagons from each
They're
other?
pretty close together. You can jump it.
I think I have super. I have heightened physical abilities.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I'm gonna jump from one
Why
wagon
don't
to
you
the next.
roll unleash your powers for the jump? This could go great or terribly wrong.
It went terribly wrong.
Oh
That was
no!
a 4.
All right, so you trip maybe like you trip on like one of Empyrean's banjo strings, and you fall, and the precious sarsaparilla is falling out of your hands, about to shatter onto the ground.
I'm going to spend a burn to snatch, which is going to be
Ooh.
interesting with my powers. So
how does-
the
yeah.
way that I think it's going to be is it's actually there's a button on my gun that is actually sort of like a grappling hook kind of a thing,
Ooh,
and so
okay.
it just grabs it and then I pull it back in.
Reels it back. All right, so you spend that.
It's a killer
Whoosh! And now and that sarsaparilla, you better believe it is ice cold.
gun.
All right, so Dallas, what do you do?
Well, he's got the
Sorry.
drink. I'm just, I guess, driving the.
Oh, okay. So he's got the drink.
Right.
So
he got the drink.
who
in
wants to administer the sarsaparilla?
I'll do it.
All right. So if you roll comfort and support.
Alright. So from what I remember, you need drugs. Unfortunately, I don't know which drugs it's gonna be.
Oh,
Snake eyes.
Oh no, Omar potential. Maybe you're not quite.
just
the
put the
wagon's
drink in a mouth.
Look, the wagon's bucking. You're being shot at by a bunch of rifle wielding private detectives. Gun thugs. He's not able to give her the sarsaparilla. Or what are you guys gonna help him?
I mean, it's just. Someone settle this wagon.
Kid Cryo, Judge.
Okay. I don't currently have
Calm the
enough
horses
burn
down, Judge.
to do this, but I
don't
want
have
to do an
animal
over.
handling.
I want to do it.
Didn't take that skill. Dang.
So I'm actually going to redo my burn because I want to do an overcharge, which takes 2, and I don't have 2 anymore. Okay. So
You
that's
said we're being shot at.
Yeah.
You don't have a 6-shooter I can borrow.
There's literally a Gatling gun.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah, you have a Gatling gun.
Oh, I know you brought the. All right, so, yeah, I'm gonna.
but
Okay.
because of the overcharge, it allows me to take a 10 plus to unleash my powers.
Ooh.
So what's going to happen is underneath the wagon, there's going to be a stream of ice that just shoots the wagon up into the air.
Ooh, okay.
But the interesting thing is you don't see it from the gun. Is just out of instinct. I just sort of
Ooh,
use
just
my
from the
hand
hand
and it
itself.
goes
Yeah,
up.
some of the real cryo coming through.
Yep.
Ooh, cool. All right, and that ice cubes behind you, and the horses are like, that's my great horse impression. Yeah, they're whickering. That's a noise horses make as their hooves slip on the icy ground.
By the way, I just noticed that to clear afraid, you run from something difficult, which we will.
Yeah, you're running. You
Yeah.
clear that one. Is anybody else can try and comfort and support?
Can I try to comfort and support the animals?
Oh, your
I have,
horses.
I have, well, the horses that are currently being lifted up by the ice.
Well, those are the other
Those
horses.
are, yeah, that's the
Well, yeah, well, that's trans.
our pursuers.
Yeah, those are the
So-
pursuing cavalry.
Oh, the pursuing cavalry.
Yes,
Yeah,
The
not
that-
horses pulling
yeah.
your wagons are all good.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you're able to escape because of that, but she's still. It's still a terrifying ride.
Can I comfort and support her by giving her an ice cold sarsaparilla?
Yeah, maybe you can reach over and pass because now you're kind of out of the danger. I would say.
Okay, so things are stable.
So should
Well,
I-
no,
No?
not thanks.
Yes.
I wanna.
Yes,
We have some crazy stuff going on over here. I'm gonna try to hop over and pick up one of the ice cold sarsaparillas, pop the top off with a conveniently shaped piece of bone, like a bottle
Give us a
opener.
bottle opener. All right, why don't
and-
you roll?
and basically
comfort
ship
and
it in her mouth.
support. Yeah. Hopefully you'll
Plus
do better.
That's a 7.
Okay, that's
I got
good.
Plus 3.
All right, you have to clear those conditions,
Cool.
Nice.
and you are no longer going crazy and
Nice.
spitting madness into the air itself.
I will say that the 2 things that I had 2 burn, and I'm gonna say that those went to move, which allows us to be in any place that I've previously been. So we're in the Golden Valley now.
Ooh, okay. So the
Wow.
Golden Valley, yeah, it's
We went through a wormhole, basically.
yeah,
What the
pretty
hell?
weird. The horses are like, "Rrr, rrr, rrr, rrr." These
We're
are
like
more great horse
we're still
noises.
like half a day's ride out what
That's
we
the
were.
only way to
Oh,
travel.
next time you're going to the horse dimension where every character's a horse. Generation.
This is the last time I got
General-
drinking.
they never get anything done because they're always voting nay.
Damn it, I want to make that joke too.
Generation
Similar
Horso. There's
Generation Horse.
there's Cloud Stallion, Sister Mare Knight. I can't think of a thing with Judge, Cryrone.
Horso Basatia.
Yes, exactly. Generation Horso.
Strangel's real name is Star, so I feel like that would just
Yeah,
be
that's a
her
good
name.
horse name. Yeah. So you guys have reached the Golden Valley. It's this big, kind of cut out section of Earth, a little bit away from Los Sentinelas. There's a trail leading down into this wide canyon. Definitely kind of a Monument Valley, Grand Canyon sort of feel. So most of it right now, there's the digging, so these big tunnels that are going into the earth. All around them are the camp of the workers. They've got lots of tents set up and those big earth-moving machines cranking away. So as you are rolling down, a bunch of these workers are leaving their tents and shacks, coming out to face you.
How did we get here?
I was gonna ask you if you're okay, but it seems like you're as confused as the rest of we are.
Oh my dear.
We went
awake,
through
all
a
right.
portal of nightmares and
Stay
ended
with
up
it.
here.
What?
So I think we are indeed
It
in
was
hell.
kind of weird and kind of cool at the same time, and I'm slightly okay with it.
I'm so lost.
So are we.
Yeah.
So wait, you guys created a portal that we all traveled?
No.
No,
that was you.
did. Oh, hello.
Not
We
again.
didn't learn a damn lesson.
Don't tell
I'll
her
say,
anything.
okay, I'll say it's starting to happen again. One of you guys can give her a sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla, like,
Sarsaparilla.
All right, who's rolling comfort and support?
Either one of us, actually.
you want to do
You
it?
too.
Yeah, sure. That's an 11.
There you
Whoa!
go.
All right, you can mark a potential,
All right.
and you can clear those conditions you're about to have.
So
You can see like the craziness is like starting to come, and
So
he's like,
before
"Quick,
we do that-
have a sarsaparilla!"
Yeah. Like her eyes open way too wide, you know?
No.
How many more sarsaparillas are there?
Don't worry, Victor Zacharias Dolan is loaded with them. He,
I'm gonna take about.
Yes,
I'm gonna
just-
take a bunch and put it in my saddlebag and kind of just
He,
stick it in there. You can also see some mundane clothing that looks a little bit familiar as I'm stuffing it in there.
I imagine Victor Zacharias Dolan had like a sponsorship where he was like sponsored by some bottler of sarsaparilla, and he's on like a little picture of him is on every one.
Sunrise sarsaparilla.
Yeah.
Gets you up in the morning.
Yeah.
So she goes like, you went for it. How did we get here?
I don't know.
We drove.
We got here.
We drove.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I believe we fed some sarsaparilla to these horses, and they
They went
went to
fast.
overdrive.
They were saying gotta go fast.
So, the workers have confronted you now. They are led by a very large man. This hulking mountain of like a maybe Scot or Cornish or Welshman, Mr. Merman, who is not a fish. But,
Dang it.
but you know, well, he's Monarch. This is Universe's version of Monarch Merman. But now he's not a monarch. He's only a Mister.
He's Joseph Momoa. He's Jason Momoa. He is Aquaman.
Yeah, but like now he's really far away from the water, so it's kind of useless. But you know what? You know what? Hey, he's got he still has that sort of regal. He's still become kind of a leader among his people, even though he doesn't have royal blood. Because you know what? You don't need to be a king to be a leader. That's a little generation hero tip for you. So he comes over and says, "I would also like." Wait, he's like more Cockney now because he's supposed to be a working man. I would also like a bit of an explanation as to what exactly happened here. I'm going to like a million accents in 1 second. It's very weird.
We have brought the great liberator of minds, hearts, and people, Malskorsky.
And she's like, but truly, it is only the workers that can liberate themselves.
Very true. Why don't you go make sure they help themselves liberate themselves?
Good idea.
Where are people liberating themselves around here? Because I think I actually need to liberate myself as well.
Yeah, is there a?
She has drunk a lot of sarsaparilla.
She has drunk a lot of sarsaparilla in a very short amount of time.
I mean, I'm feeling fiercely trembly right now.
Well, if you need a rest, I think that'd be all right.
Merman says,
God, we got guys after us.
"Yes, I'm just gonna go with the aristocrat. He's the aristocratic accent, even though he's from like the gutter. It's a put on. Yes, I'm afraid your situation may be dire indeed. If you brought Miss Gorski here, that doubtlessly makes you enemies of the bosses, and they'll be here quite shortly looking for you.
Well, not all of them will be here. Some got left behind.
Frozen.
Perhaps, but
Petrified.
Kestrel is a fellow with a unique propensity for vengeance. Did any of you happen to insult him or, God forbid, wound him?
Yeah. We did. We did.
Oh dear.
When did that happen?
This one's got a penchant
may-
for it.
Ooh.
I may have, in a fit of fun, let's say, might have shut off his arm, or at least froze it off.
Well, that is troublesome, and I would prefer it if you didn't bring that trouble upon my brethren here.
You can use an extra hand right about now.
Ooh.
He definitely could.
So remember, in the vision that you two had, Sister Midnight told you to go into the diggings, into the tunnels.
Into the mines.
Yes.
If y'all
into
don't
the
mind, I
mines.
do need to liberate myself seriously.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go for it.
Well,
Farewell,
Yeah.
so,
Mr.
Merman.
Merman.
Go for it.
No,
We can
no.
talk at the same time.
No, please
I
one
don't
at a
think
time.
I
It's
would.
very hard for me to hear two people speak at once.
It makes it quite an auditory hell.
Well, Mr.
Indeed.
Merman, we need to go into your diggings. Well,
Oh. Well, they are, I'm afraid, company property, and
Screw the company. Just let us
Yeah.
in.
I wish I could. Why must I do this?
because none of this matters. At all.
Unless we get
That's-
down there. Unless we get down there.
That's
Of
very worrisome. Why don't you all provoke?
Alright.
You can tell he's not quite ready to let you do this. He's worried about it a bit.
Oh, straight 10.
Nice. Okay, he's like, well, if you truly believe it's worth the risk, we'll stand aside and let you go, and we'll do what we can to delay Kestrel and his minions. But I should warn you, the workers around here have a legend of a creature that lurks down there in the dark. Something called Mr. Voracious.
Mr. Voracious.
Indeed, Voracious is sort of the name they give this fiend because he falls upon them and devours them with the speed and viciousness of the worst sort of cave-in. It's said he has almost every power imaginable: heat, speed, strength, ice, darkness, the earth itself. So I would advise you, be careful when you're going down there.
We can take him.
Well, I thank you for your advice, and be careful yourself up here.
Thank you. So Mandela's, you can take +1 to Major Monarch Mr. Merman.
Monarch Merman.
Monarch Merman, yes, in all his forms.
His first name is actually Monarch now.
Well, he became the king of Atlantis. That was
Yeah,
enough.
no, yeah, but
Yeah.
in this world, his first name is actually Monarch.
So
Yeah,
I,
it's just named. It's just a name.
yeah. So I
Not
have
really a
influence
monarch.
over
Prince from the
Merman,
dawn.
the
Yeah.
Zandu, Kazette, and Cryo. That's 4 characters. Wow.
Dang.
Alright, so before we head down there, I'm gonna head off
I'm back. What's
by
happening?
myself for a little bit. I'll be back shortly, so don't mind me.
Ha! Don't mind. Get it? Just about to go in the mines.
Yeah, just keep walking.
And Merman's gonna keep our backs up top.
Right. Out of sight, out of everyone, I'm going to put on my mask. Like, press this button,
Ooh.
and then my clothes explode to reveal a battle suit.
Whoa.
And
So-
now it just kind of forms around my head.
Is it kind of like a steampunk
Steampunk.
metal?
Yes.
Yeah. Nick dressed very appropriately. All right, so this clanking, like, kind of awkward robot body automaton clanks its way back into camp.
Should we pick up another passenger?
Don't worry.
Oh.
I'm here for the mission.
All right then.
Oh, Georgia,
I don't think I've ever seen a metal man before. Now I've seen 2 in one day.
the world changes.
Indeed, it
alright.
does.
Wonders beyond
You
reckoning.
can't stop progress, I guess.
Progress is metal man. All right.
I would have been saying that.
So you guys descend into the mines. They go like straight down. So after the first bit is pretty held together pretty well. There's good wooden supports, but after a while, those start getting kind of thinner, and you're just in caverns look a bit more natural. You can see strange ancient carvings in the walls. Some of them look like they'd be actual, they're suitable to this time and place, like Pueblo or Anasazi carvings. But others just look like weird scenes from Generation Hero. There's like, cave paintings and carvings of skyscrapers, cities, dragon men, weird cosmic rock and roll gods. All kinds of the strange things you as players have experienced in Generation Hero.
The Navajo in this area are weird.
Yeah, it looks like a syphilitics fever dream.
Is there one of a dude being dropped to his death?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is there one guy charging a gelatinous blob and having his neck snapped?
Oh yes, yeah. There's a lot of like the Staghammer's death. Is
That's the
recorded.
shortest strip of all.
Yeah, it's just one little scene.
It's surprisingly violent. Wow.
They got an imagination, don't they?
Yep. It starts getting a lot darker too. So, any of you guys have lights or torches or?
I have enhanced senses.
I got about
Okay. All right. Well, you are sensing that you are not alone. You can hear some like clicking and rustling going on further along in these mines.
Sensing that there's something afoot here, you guys see Otso Basatia kind of begins to hunch over a little bit, and kind of you can see his forearms be a little more hairy and fingernails become bone-like and sharp. Extra sets of sharp canines appear as he takes on a more wolfish figure beneath the mask.
So he's a werewolf.
Oh, what now?
So up ahead, the passage narrows a bit, and then you can see it expanding into like a wide cathedral-sized area.
The hell have these miners been doing?
Yeah, well, this isn't the miners. This was like already there,
Oh.
and you can also hear this rustling coming closer, along with like a weird whispering voice, being like, "Ugh, a Western. That's so played out."
I know, but it's in right now.
And this voice is whispering like, and it's not historically accurate either. I mean, who heard of all these like minorities and like women running around doing stuff? That's not how the old West was. Sounds like some current writer trying to jab a bunch of their PC sensibilities into a historical setting.
That voice sounds annoyingly familiar.
It certainly
I
is.
want to tear out its silly throat.
So what are you guys doing?
I rush in.
I mean,
Agnes rushes in.
What's the
All right,
what's the lighting?
Kid Cryo's rushing in. What was that?
Is there like lanterns or anything, or is he the only one that's got?
Yeah, it's really dark. Like I asked about.
I can see.
You can see.
I got lights on my suit.
Ooh, okay, so you can see a little bit from the lights, but it's still like the rustling and the weird, like hissing whispers of this monstrous fanboy are definitely. You can't really see what's causing them. These gonna be coming from like everywhere.
I guess I have to rely on this view.
So
That's unfortunate.
yeah, so I rush in and do a reality storm and just sort of just a burst of ice just sort of in the general direction of him. It's just sort of just to see if I can actually.
Ooh, just trying to hit him.
Yeah.
Okay. See how you do. Just going through.
Damn.
How we do?
13.
Dang. So you like freeze, everyone be quiet, and then just going by the sound, you shoot off an ice blast, and you hear a big hiss being
Actually, I don't even say anything.
Oh,
I just
okay.
Fire it off.
Ooh,
So,
all right.
Taking foolhardy action.
Yeah, you hear like a big snarl and a hiss, and behind you, now into the circle of light cast by your illuminations, Mr. Voracious, aka Veracity, plops down, and you can see like this reality mutated him a bit, so he's like a giant, grotesque centipede monster. It's all albino and pale. Still wearing a shirt that says like sarcastic comment loading or something like that, some kind of clever comment on there.
Well, I was hoping that would
Yeah,
actually
this
be
weird T-shirt stretched over his monstrous giant centipede body, humongous unhinged jaw face as well.
Well, ain't you an ugly one?
What tarnation is that?
There we go. Talking about my personal appearance. That's a non sequitur ad hominem attack.
You a
When you
damn
have-
centipede, what?
You are literally an insect.
All right.
I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about your physical form.
Well, you're probably
You're an
an insect
insect.
as an actual person too.
Right.
Ooh, okay, so he's like, well, how about I heat things up for you? And he starts breathing fire and shooting out of his legs to encompass you all.
Oh, but I can see this. Okay.
Yeah,
I can see. I can fight.
All right, charge and burn again.
All right. Is there any like mining tools, pickaxes?
Yeah,
shovels,
there's some pickaxes and
spades,
stuff. In fact,
things like that
I'm
around.
gonna say there's like a whole kind of depot of tools just up ahead into that, like right next to the doorway to that huge chamber that you were approaching.
That's where I'll be heading to next if I can see my way to.
Ooh, all right. So you rush over there. There's a bunch of pickaxes. There is a crate of dynamite for blasting caps and all, and you can see into this humongous cathedral-sized chamber, which is kind of next to you there. There's some ancient artifacts. One of them is a helmet. It's like seated on a skull. It looks kind of like a conquistador's helmet now, something that would be appropriate to appear in the Old West. But it's all dented. You can still see the reflectiveness. And this is certainly some kind of form of the helm of the Broken Knight inside there. However, as you're starting to see it, you can hear Veracity going like, no. All right, I guess we're playing cowboys after all, 'cause this is where I'm going to bury you. And the ground starts shaking. Mites go up, tights come down. So stalactites start raining from the ceiling. That's a little mnemonic you can use. In Generation Hero, you learn something new each episode.
Slightly educational.
Exactly.
Slightly.
So those dangerous stalactites are raining from the ceiling, threatening to impale you. Let's have, I think, Woodhouse. You haven't gone for a while.
I have not.
Yeah. So what are you doing?
She is walking towards the helmet as if she's in a dream.
Ooh. Okay. I'm gonna say you're walking through, and a stalactite is gonna fall and hit you unless someone.
I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna use my supernatural senses and my heightened speed to dash and try to not tackle her, but tackle the stalactite and knock it out of the air with my body.
All right. Give me a defend.
That's an 8.
Okay. Cool. So, unfortunately, smashing into a big bit of stone hurts
Yeah.
you, so you're gonna take a powerful blow.
Okay.
By the way, I'm also charging right now.
Okay.
This
You are safe. You don't take the powerful blow from the stalactite.
I did really good charging.
Nice.
5.
Nice.
Whoa! So how do you avoid taking damage as you headbutt a stalactite?
I don't headbutt it. I know enough from my days as being a vigilante and tackling people to the ground before stringing them up and either dragging them back to the sheriff or deal with it my own way. So I know how to properly tackle something larger than myself. And I make sure I get it right there, kind of the crook of my shoulder, and push through. And using my entire body to take the brunt of the damage.
Whoa!
And
Nice.
disperse
All
it
right.
evenly.
Cool. So that stone just falls harmlessly
Mark potential.
next to Agnes Woodhouse.
Yeah.
Mandela's, what are you doing? You rushing into the chamber? Also, you have this huge fireball or just wall of flame rushing towards you and your friends from Veracity.
Okay, so putting on my game face again and marking angry this time. I'm gonna charge straight into Veracity's face and block the fire from ever coming out.
Okay, cool. Give me a directly engage.
Alright. So with the +1 4, this is actually +4. Okay. Yeah. 11.
Nice.
Whoa! All right. So what are you doing to him?
Alright, so I am going to take away his ability to breathe fire.
Whoa!
And-
So just by like slamming his mouth shut.
Yep. Slamming it directly on his tongue. And I'm also going to create an opportunity for Atlas.
Okay. So I'm gonna say the opportunity is the fire isn't there. You guys can't get into the chamber with the helmet. All right. So all you guys dash in there. Veracity is like manages to wriggle away, And he's like, all right, let's make this a little more interesting here. And now you are not alone in that chamber. Kestrel, as well as Lieutenant Vance, whole again thanks to Veracity, as well as Jackknife Walkie, appear inside this chamber as well. And they're also charging in for battle.
It's cheating.
Veracity's like, well, hey, if I don't fight fair, okay? That means if fair fighting means you lose, and I always win.
Speaking of not fighting fair, and I'm going to Reality Storm.
God, no, dang it.
10.
All right, which ones are you picking? Are you aiming this at? Are you hitting Veracity with this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to resist and avoid blows, and I'm going to take a sight.
Ooh, all right. Just icicles ram into his face. Ooh. Veracity's like, not okay.
Hey, you were talking about not playing fair, so I'm not playing fair.
How can I be the gatekeeper if I can't see?
Well, that's your problem now.
However,
Make yourself new eyes, idiot.
Cryo, while you're doing this, Kestrel's coming behind you, and he has a new big steampunk robot arm. A giant mechanical one.
I did say I resist and avoid their blows.
Ooh, but not his, though. And actually, well,
It does say there.
I'll give
Around me.
a friend a chance to save you if
Alright,
he's getting
alright.
ready for a big punch, and he's
Alright.
like, "You took my hand, you gutter criminal! Time to
Now.
repay you in kind."
It was so much fun, though.
This is when I step up behind him so fast, and I use my symbol of authority, and I say, "Step down, little one, before you lose everything besides that teeny tiny arm you lost previously."
Damn.
Kestrel spins around and flexes his arm, and he's like, "Why don't you roll for symbol of authority? What symbol of authority are you using? Just your like Southern charm?"
I
Like, by the mint juleps,
Okay.
I declare you must cease.
He's a deputy bat.
Well,
Fake.
I mean, I could sort of call upon my legacy, where I come from, I guess, to use that.
By
because
the
this is-
by biscuits and gravy.
But I'm not sure how else to use that. If not, I can just try to
You could, yeah, if you don't feel it makes sense. I mean, I'm cool with you rolling
provoke
symbol of
him,
authority.
or
Okay.
just knock him out. I don't know.
Why don't you do provoke? And you're trying to get him to like lay off
Basically,
Cryo?
yeah.
Okay.
See if he can come at me so he can deal with what he wants to.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Alright. So he's gonna take a swing at you instead. So you're gonna take a powerful blow as he just smashed you with his robot hand. Meanwhile, Mandela's
Oh, I take
jackknife walkie like pops in front of you and is pulling out his like
Three, so of
twin,
course it comes up next.
very long, nasty Bowie knives. And he says, I shot your grandpappy. I think I'm gonna take my time with you.
It's not like a Sister Midnight where it's just obvious that if it's a 10 or more, it's going to be lose control.
He knows your secret identity because, you know,
Uh-huh.
veracity.
You know, from what I've been told today, that's all right. And you're perfectly all right yourself. Which means whatever I do to you does not matter in the grand scheme of things. So, I'm going to make this hurt as much as I possibly can.
Ooh.
Start
I'm
my
go-
little chili babies. The only philosophy of foe is nihilism.
So I'm going to grab both of his arms and jam his knives into his eyes.
Oh, dang. Knifed in his own knives and his own eyes. Alright, why don't you roll directly engage?
I don't know if game face applies to this or not. Still, that's a 10.
Whoa, alright, so pick two. I guess you could take his knives.
Take his eyes.
Take his eyes.
Alright, I mean, you're only supposed to, you can't pick the same one twice, but for this
Dang.
one case, I will allow it because it's so cool.
Alright, so
You just, yeah, grab his wrists, ram his own knives into his face, and he falls back wailing.
would that count as frightening the opposition?
Yeah. He's pretty frightened.
Ow, my eyes!
Alright, so...
That's two of us!
Because you guys have dealt, no, actually, Kestrel's still there and Vance is still there. Let's see what Otso Basatia, what are you doing?
So Lieutenant Vance.
He has like a big repeating rifle, and he's getting ready to unload.
Oh,
on
I'm
you.
absolutely gonna take my claws and just try to just rip him to shreds while laughing. Your Gatling gunner was a higher rank than you.
Oh, dang. He says, like, ranks don't matter in this private detective agency.
Says you, but not everybody else.
Ooh, alright, rolls directly engage as you insult his rank.
That's 7.
Okay, you can take one there.
This is direct engage, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. I think I'm gonna go with the just keep on frightening them into submission. You know, we just are tearing them apart, give them no hope.
Alright, so you're hacking him. I'm assuming you're holding him back.
Yeah.
How'd you do with the powerful blow,
I got
Judge?
knocked out.
What?
I got knocked out.
Oh, man, just one blow from his robot hand
Yeah,
knocked you out.
I'm not running. I'm not taking
Ooh,
actions.
alright, he's turning back
That
to
wasn't very
cryo.
kind, and I'm going to overcharge. Right on.
Right on
Kestrel.
Kestrel? Okay.
So basically, I'm just going to.
And then we'll check back
Yeah.
with Woodhouse.
So that's spending 2 burn to take up to 10 flush on unleashing my powers. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be like, I learned something about myself. I don't need this gun to freeze you, and I'm going to create an ice, basically a giant like set of ice around his feet. It's like, you stay put.
So he's like swinging at you, but he can't do it because he has these iced up feet. Agnes Woodhouse, what are you doing?
So I'm spending a burn for move,
Okay.
but she's not moving quickly. It's just if anything tries to attack her, if anything falls on her, it just vaporizes out of
Ooh.
existence. Just like,
So yeah, like stalactites,
yeah,
fire
bullets.
from veracity,
The
yeah,
cascading
bullets.
of
You know,
parts
if
particles.
there are any of the baddies that you want to just sacrifice to prove a point,
Major Burns and Captain Gatling were there too. They jump on you and they're gone.
yeah, they just disintegrate like when Thanos snapped his fingers. And she's talking to herself as she's moving, and what she's saying is, "And what costume shall the poor girl wear to all tomorrow's parties? A hand-me-down dress from who knows where to all tomorrow's parties. And where will she go? And what will she do when midnight comes around?"
Whoa. Alright, and you reach the helm of the broken knight.
And when she says when midnight comes around is when she touches the helm.
Okay, so everything changes.
Yes.
And now, all of you guys, all 5 of you, still wearing your cool Wild West costumes, are sitting in your seats in Scooter's room, and Sister Midnight is sitting where I am sitting. So Sister Midnight says, "Whoa, good job! You won the game."
We won.
Yeah,
Yay.
unfortunately,
Cool. I get some Earth potential because I defeated a terrible enemy.
I would. Well,
How the
I mean,
hell
okay,
did
I'll
I know that?
Yeah. All right. So the cowboy thing, she like takes off the cowboy hat she was wearing. Cool. And you got your way through it. Now Paragon is a deeper reality though, so you got to go through one more.
We have to go deeper.
Exactly. You got to go deeper. Inception, a movie that I sort of liked. A little confusing for me. No, I'm kidding. I understood it all.
It's kind of the point.
I also know how it really ends, by the way. I know Christopher Nolan's exact, like, what he really means. Like, was it a dream or not? I know. I'm not going to tell you, though.
I don't think it really matters.
No, it does. Like, once you understand it, the whole movie's meaning becomes real clear.
So we remember.
I know what's in the suitcase in Pulp Fiction, too. Like, all these things.
That's the
I
human
know.
soul, actually.
No, Quentin told me something very different. It really makes the whole movie better if you know the truth. I'm not telling you. Anyway, so,
Little midnight.
here's the next reality. So, there's 2 more. The reality's going to shift again. All these memories you have will vanish. The characters you are will stay. The cores will stay, but everything else going a little bit away. Mr. Judge, you're kind of a newcomer. I guess I don't think you're... I mean, nobody was really native to Wild West land, though some dead people were there.
That's
It's kind of a
not
weird
my
hodgepodge.
territory, no.
Exactly.
So
You
that-
were in Sentinel City. You must have been in the conference hall too somehow. Maybe, I don't know. For some reason, you just got picked up and thrown in with these guys.
For some reason, you just got picked up and thrown in with these guys.
Exactly. I'm so smart.
Exactly. I'm so smart.
Must have been the elevator button. I pressed the wrong floor.
That could be it. You might have been in the museum when the
13
shit
and a
went
half,
down. Yeah.
Shouldn't
You
have
might
pushed
have been
that
in the
one.
museum when the shit went down.
All right. Well, you're all going to Samurai Land. Maybe not you though.
Wait.
I'll
You're
see you guys
not
in the next
joining
reality.
Exactly.
It was
I'm not
skip
sure
one.
I like that.
You're all going to Samurai Land. Maybe not you, though.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh,
I'm okay with that.
hey, me, just letting you know, he's also not going. He's gonna have to miss that one. Yeah. He
Hey,
might.
me, I'm also letting you know that he's not going. He's going to miss that one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, before we go in there,
Cryo?
is there anything you can do
Buddy
to
cop time.
give us a hint so this can all go a bit faster? We are on a deadline to stop an evil dimensional demon lord.
Good point. You got to fight him on his home turf. I'll tell you this: always look for something from a broken knight. That will get you to the next reality. So, I'll say sayonara, and I'll try and use some hints if I can seat my way through. I got a few of these pages. I gotta say though, the Game Master's notes, his handwriting sucks.
Don't they
So-
always?
I know. I'll do what I can.
I'll do what I can.
Thanks.
Good to know that you can do what you can.
Thanks.
And by the way, Agnes, it was interesting seeing you without, well, all of this.
It was interesting seeing me without all of that.
You can see, yeah, she's a little sad when she says this. This is me, the narrator, saying it, not Sister Midnight. You don't need to repeat it, Kat. And
She's trying hard not to.
and with that, you are outside of Scooter's room, and the three of you are now in a small village in feudal Japan. A land of samurais, ninjas, warring states. And all of you you're still the same characters, but you're a different feudal Japanese version. I'm afraid you two are not there.
Or
Maybe your
somewhere else.
characters are somewhere in feudal Japan having adventures, but unfortunately I don't think you guys can make it for the next episode. That's
No.
okay though. It's okay to, you know,
We and the other people were having a buddy cop film in which you're trying to do
Yeah.
something stupid.
ice and knives.
It's enough.
What I do know, Patrick, I don't know if you'll want to return. It's okay. If,
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's obviously it's for me personally. I do it only every other week. No,
Okay.
I might try to if the finale falls on not one of those every other weeks. I'll try to make sure I can be there
All right,
for
we'll
it.
see what we can do. I do think Nick's got a miss. We're gonna do another one from the story, a one shot. So when Nick returns, it's gonna be Paragon's world. So we'll have to see what Cryo is like in a world where the bad guys won. Yeah, but next week we'll have you three and maybe some other guests. I think making some more cool guest stars in this world of that is based off of some of your Akira Kurosawas, your Lone Wolves and Cubs, all those.
I was going to ask if this is like a Seven Samurai situation.
Yes.
If it happened.
Exactly, Seven Samurai, all those classic. What's the word? Chambara? Is that what I'm thinking of?
So,
Those crazy over the top samurai movies that are maybe not the most historically accurate, but
They don't need to be.
they don't need to be because those geysers of blood sure are cool.
And they're damn entertaining.
Oh,
Exactly.
so entertaining.
That's going to be the big inspiration for next week's episode, which is called Sword of Bravery.
Oh shit.
Like a certain brave blade might make an appearance.
Uh,
So we'll see you three then. Nick will return after 2, and hopefully we can get Patrick back as well. And that brings this episode to a close. I think we have enough time to do those ending moves. I think Patrick could do them because your character might return.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start with you. So for the end of session, do you think? I don't know if you'll keep the Otso Basatia name. I guess it makes sense
yeah.
in the modern world or other worlds.
Just my character as a whole is a descendant of the Los Californios, like myself. So some of the original settlers here in California. So absolutely keeping all that there. So the name might change a little bit to fit the setting, but also Basatia will be making a return.
Ooh, cool. So, do you think you grew closer to this team, this motley crew thrown together from weird dimensions?
Yeah, I think I did, especially with probably with Cryo and our little buddy cop adventure upstairs, and definitely probably with the deputy / sheriff.
All right, so you can give influence to somebody who you think was welcoming to you, and then either clear a condition or mark potential for yourself.
Mark potential. I think we give the influence to Cryo.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, so Cryo, you can put +1 to Atso Basatia. So Cryo, one of these I'm going to say it right. Cairo. It's not Cairo. No, Cryo. It's not.
Cryo the dragon.
Cryo, yeah, like cryogenic. It's not hard to say. I'm just saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Cryo.
So what do you think for you, Cryo? Do you grow closer, grow into an image of yourself, or grow kind of away from this team?
I think he was just sort of growing into an image of himself. He sees like he had so much fun both with sort of like the weapon and eventually finding his own abilities. And so it's just sort of he's having fun with his powers now, and it's just sort of so I don't know exactly what I'm going to shift because I can't shift my freak up, so I'm going to shift my danger up.
That makes sense. 'Cause you were doing a lot of dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Freezing
And-
Gatling guns, freezing people's arms off,
That was
freezing
legit.
Veracity.
Yeah.
It's great.
I apologize again for Veracity. He's just the worst. He's like a living YouTube comment section.
Yeah.
We're gonna see him in the next world, aren't we?
Oh yeah, he'll be some horrible like. I'll think of a cool,
I wanna
weird
know-
way for him to appear.
That the Japan version of Sister Midnight's going to be another one of these proxy things, but the Paragon 1 universe, that's a different character altogether.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like that idea.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. Mundane's going down to -2, just so everyone knows. So.
Okay, makes sense. Dallas, how about Judge?
Tough to call. I'd have to say, if anything, though, maybe a slight image of himself. He could get knocked out. He did some things. So yeah, I'd have to go with that one. And if anything, he's probably not feeling more superior or savior. Maybe more of a freak
Okay.
or dangerous. I don't know why.
And then how about Sister Midnight?
Sure. So for the Feudal Japan one, I've switched labels again like I did the last time. So this time out, I switched Danger and Freak. Danger was at +1. Freak was at -1. Now Danger is at -1 and Freak is at +1.
Whoa.
And I know that I said what her name is, and I've already forgotten.
Yeah, we got it saved on the chat, so we'll figure it out.
I think it's. I know it begins with Mayo.
It starts with an M. Yeah, that's what I remember. There's
Yeah.
like a Z in there.
Yeah.
It's in. I know it's saved in the chat, so we'll have it all up.
I'll look it up and I'll say it once.
All right. And then how about Cloud Singer?
I think he's grown into an image of himself, but not in a good way. He's kind of grown into a kind of a slightly nihilistic viewpoint. He's taken that whole none of this really matters thing into account, and yeah, he's kind of distanced himself a little bit. So he's going to he's going to shift, I think, Freak down and Savior up. Don't know if that really makes sense, but it does to me.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Mayo Naka.
All right.
Maybe count Mayo.
Mayo no. Okay.
So next time we'll all be swinging those katanas. Maybe not literally.
Wakazashis.
Exactly.
No, we are not having swords yet again.
Yeah, we had to quite different that from our Brave Blade appearances.
And the two that I made.
Oh, you're right. And then we
did
had
have, yes.
Shadow Blade with your two ninja
Yeah,
swords.
but you didn't terrify me.
So I might come with my
I didn't have to constantly be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was blunted.
Yeah, feel free to bring your swords, maybe just like
Don't.
off the side.
Have you noticed my whole? I mean, I'm way further from you ever since that episode. Did you not notice that? I mean, look, I used
It
to
was
be like really
intentional.
close to Marvin.
Very intentional.
It's like no. That blade's like at least 5 feet. So
Because actual swords.
I mean, this is my.
Yeah, it was blunted.
I know
still
he's
wanna
like
get
Resel's like, and
You
I
can still get hurt
slay.
with a blunted weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you think they wear leather armor when
I'm not
they're
even
fighting with
playing.
blunted swords? Or reinforced armor from
Oh, I
swords.
thought it was great. It was dangerous yet great.
So yeah, I'm not having a sword again.
No,
All right.
no.
I'm missing that one.
We'll make him out of cardboard or something. I don't know. Cosplay foam. Yeah, let's do that.
Ah,
I do have
We can
an
always
idea,
make them.
though.
We
Yeah,
can make
I
cosplay stuff
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've had.
instead of real weapons.
Yeah, I know people. I know someone who makes.
Yeah.
Does really good work. He actually has made several keyblades, and recently did the Sailor Moon scepter. It looks really good. I'll have to show you a picture after the stream, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
I
Well-
fun playing the not real person. That was
Awesome.
Well, back to where we're at. Thank you so much for hopping in there. We did get a new follower tonight. Big Grizzy 82.
Yo! Big grizzly.
Thanks for hanging out and checking out
Appreciate it.
the
Thanks.
crazy
Appreciate
Wild
it.
West
No.
episode. And hopefully you'll be back and see what's going on. There's a couple of lurkers in there, and I am a lurker by trade when it comes to Twitch. So I love people that are lurkers. I really, really do. So hang out, just enjoy, and chat with us only if you want to. That's what it's all about. So, all right, we will see you very, very soon. We'll see you next week with what was the name of the episode next week?
Sword of Bravery.
Sword of Bravery. Coming to you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. All right, everyone, make sure, pull up a chair, make time to tabletop,
Tabletop.
put both my thumbs in the
Everyone
screen,
throw up your hair.
then one
Your
out.
ass.
Oh
so I
yeah,
can
you
close
gotta.
it.
Yeehaw!
It's not a super
I'll-
expensive
I'll-
edit.
Into the fan.
I was like the stop motion, like yeah.
Let's just top them.
Yeah, there's
Yeehaw!
yeehaw. Bye. Good night.
Good night.